What's up? What's up? Thank y'all for tuning in. Episode 6. We rocking Hollywood, Texas radio. Uh Today's episode is talk heavy, move humble. You know, a lot of people uh talk real light and they move real cocky. So, we talk real heavy around here and we put a lot of things into fruition, manifest a lot of things, prime example, my shirt. Today is the workout shirt, built for the hunt. HuntForHealthTexas.com. I got the socks rolling. I got the magnets ready. I got some stickers. I got a backpack, cool backpacks. A lot of good stuff going. And a while back, I just had it in my head that I wanted to figure this work stuff out. Let me put my phone on silent real quick on do not disturb because there's people hitting me already because they see me on. Where did I do that? Anyways, um, whatever. Let's turn it off now. We roll live anyway. Um, and then I got the supcuzclothing.com going. I know y'all see the movie Sinners. So AM Praying is still rocking. Bought a bunch more blankets this week to donate to the kids up there at Camp Dreamcatcher. I know a lot of y'all follow me on Snapchat and uh, Instagram. Y'all notice my neighbors decided they wanted to speak to the local sheriff department about me for whatever reason. And they came out, did a little investigation. I got to do a couple things, whatever, economic class, economic environmental safety class, because my friend back there is getting big, whatever. VFD knows about it when I'm in the burn ban. So my neighbor kind of gave me the idea for this shirt. Don't be one of them HOs. So stands for Hateful Homeowners on Every Street. It's on supcuzclothing.com as well. Um, I don't know, man. I'm in a spot where I'm just having fun with life and I'm pretty confident in what I got going on. So that's what today's episode is about. Confidence over cockiness, right? Staying solid and making noise, right? So there's power in your voice, right? We've been talking about that for the last few episodes, and me being me, having to use my voice and speak on certain topics and certain things that are passionate to me, and um, the way people move and do other things not really affected me with what I've got going on and the way I'm doing things. So um, talking and me using my voice, it's not it's not bragging at all. Like I'm very confident in what I do. Been doing this kind of stuff for a while with the contracting and the real estate. Like I said, now I'm getting into the online game, and I will just open up the gym location, 7613 Atlas Drive, over by Slow Rise Pizza House in Southpaw, Southpaw, Texas, I think. And then Secret Shelf is on the other corner. Um, so we're kind of encapsulated right in there. Sweet 16. If you go to HuntForHealthTexas.com, type in Sweet 16, SUITE 16. You can get a discount code for any merch, the shirt, anything else on there. Uh, but yeah, no, I talked about doing this for a long time, and wanting a gym, 24-hour gym location, and now I have one, and I believe it's going to be successful. I believe will change a lot of lives because I've already had some people locally that are right there in business and the little businesses in that area wanting to come join, working on some things. I'm looking into the app. I'm looking into like scheduling so people aren't overlapping times. But I want to be open 24 hours available. Um, but I want to be courteous to people at the same time so that way everybody gets their money's worth and nobody's like, oh, well, such and such over here is cheaper. Well, that's cool. You can go over there and get cheaper, but at the same time, you come here and you're more private. You're able to get your workout in. I'm going to put on daily workouts. I've got, like I said, two personal trainers a while back. Um, I've got working with two other ones, female and another buddy of mine. And then anybody else as well. If you're the personal trainer, come visit with me. Let's talk about it. Let's see what we can come up with. Create a win-win situation. At the end of the day, helping people and making money. We've talked about that before on my podcast as well. That's where I'm at with life. You know, when you speak over your own life, it doesn't matter who else does or doesn't. So if you are able to speak positive on a regular basis over your life and over everything you got going on, your friends and family, it spreads like wildfire. It may not spread as fast as wildfire, but at the same time, it does spread. So it's contagious because if I go out with a whole humdrum attitude, or if I got on here, oh man, I got a truck payment coming up, I got this payment coming up. Matter of fact, my watch clicked off and burner my electric bill. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was up here crying and him hawing about that kind of stuff, y'all wouldn't want to hear what I had to say. But on my end, I'm positive about everything. I'm blessed because at the end of the day, there's people that don't have a lot of things. And on my end, I want to be able to do so much for everybody, but I got to do, a lot for myself as well. Um, and if I speak positive life over myself, just because nobody else does, doesn't mean that I've got to let that get to me and get down. Um, and then there's a big difference between being confident and arrogant, uh, and having a purpose. Because if I'm confident that I'm able to change people's lives as well as my own in the gym or in real estate and contracting and help people out, and there we go. We'll do that. Turn it on silent. Um, if I'm confident about my abilities and what I can do, then there's no need for me to even be arrogant about it. I don't need to talk about it much at all. My results will speak for themselves, and the purpose that I'm putting out there will come into play a lot easier. And you can move loud in silence, and you can do the work without broadcasting every move. You know, Similar to this podcast, like yes, I have this now going and letting people know, and I'm using my voice. But before that, for the last 10 years, I've been doing all kinds of moves, kinds of things, and making all kinds of business. Uh, and I've been really like taking care of people, and without putting it out there and bragging about it. And, oh man, I just sold this this $500,000 house, da, 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 and I just made this much money. Nobody cares about that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm able to take care of people with my bills, my child, my friends, my family, and make moves in silence that speak very loud to help other people. And the results from my work and what I do is the proof in itself. Like I said, the gym situation. I mean, people are going to be able to go in there, work out. Like myself, I've lost almost 80 some pounds, my heaviest weight, and to now, and I still want to go like another 50. So for me to be able to say that I've lost almost a whole person at 120, 130 pounds when I'm all said and done, where I want to be, that's phenomenal. I mean, without taking any kind of, Ozempic or this or that or uh, prescriptions or anything, I want to get to a point where I'm on natural. Uh, the supplements that I sell are all natural. There's no synthetic anything and none of that. It's all collagen based, even the capsules. Um, Everything's natural, natural, natural because from the earth, it was grown at some point in time and not just synthetically processed, stuff, because a lot of that is what affects a lot of us. I can't say it kills you. I can't say anything else. I'm not a doctor, whatever. But our bodies are not made to process those kind of things. So when we put natural stuff in our body, our body naturally reacts to it. When we put adverse stuff in our body adversely reacts to it. So people aren't, they become sick. They get to a point where they're not right. Um, and so with that being said, I try to put out what I want in me, right? And I let the results of what I'm putting in myself show other people the proof. I mean, I've had people tell me, "Oh man, I saw your podcast. You're looking good, man. You don't look all sick. Like some people lose weight, they look sick. This is that. You're kind of proportionate loss. And my shirts, going down on my shirts. My shorts are falling off my butt sometimes. And I had to put another couple holes in my belt. And it's cool for me because I'm getting to where I want to be and making progress. Um, and for me that's a real thing. I don't need to like go out and convince anybody that I'm doing this or that or whatever. Um, it just is what it is, and I let people know what's going on because a lot of times, you got certain people that go on and talk about different things, and next thing you know, they're like, well, this guy did a shortcut and he did this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it looks great on the outside, but we talked about last time, I told you last time, fast money don't last money. So fast results don't typically, work, the yo-yo diet type of stuff. People get in there and they're, oh man, I lost all this weight real fast. And the next thing you know, you see them again a few months later and they're blown up bigger than what they were. You're like, but you didn't like genuinely put in the work to lose that. You synthetically or enhance, whatever, and you got results, but they're all temporary. So when you actually put in the work to get where you need to be, those results last a lot longer and it's genuine and more people see that and they understand. Now, when it's tied to making money and stuff like that, it doesn't work either because, like we said earlier, a lot of last week, oh man, I did this real quick, I hit this lick, da, da, da. And you made that money, that's all well and good, but you burned it all away too. It's all gone. Um, So for me, what being humble really means, it doesn't mean that being, you know, humble is like shrinking myself or anything like that. It just means that I'm staying grounded with my roots and what I know. Like I keep going back to what I keep saying, but last week's episode, if y'all didn't catch it, I talked about planting roots and building a foundation for certain things. When you're grounded in yourself and your word and your messaging and everything, it's also genuine. Um, and I turn around with everything I do, and I give God glory. I've had people fall out with me over my AM praying thing, but at the end of the day, that's what I've been led to do, and God showed me the way to be able to do that and reach out and help more people because every blanket I sell, I'm able to go buy one or two more to benefit some other people that are in situations where they need the blankets. You know, um, Sitting in the hospital when I was there, I needed blankets. Like, it was cold. You know, Homeless people. Like I gave a blanket away the other day. The other day, I saw a guy and I had some water, and I was like, "Man, is there anything I can get you?" He said, "Man, some food." I said, "Man, all I got is water." And I said, I got a $5 bill. Hold on." Open up console, boom, gave him $5. And then I was like, "Man, you know what else I got?" I was like, "I got a blanket." And he's like, "Well, it's summertime." I was like, "I feel you," but I had one rolled up, so I gave him a blanket. Um, and I told him, I said, "Man," I said, "Yo, God bless you," real quick. He said, "Man, no, 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 man, God bless you." I was like, "Man, thank you for that. Like, I appreciate it." And so I give God glory in everything I do. Um, and it helps me like realize that that's a universal thing for everybody. Even people that don't believe in God. And that's your business. That's your preference. At the end of the day, you still believe in something, right? Uh, but my faith and everything and giving honor to God is what has helped me get to where I am. And I can do that without playing small ball and being candid about it. With the way I've been doing things, I've been confident in everything that I do, uh, and Christ like by giving back to people that in need. Like I said, the kids, if they're at the hospital needing blankets, you know, some homeless people that I run into on a regular basis, you know, people that even friends of mine that call me throughout the week just needing something, needing a ear to listen to. I don't push, oh man, this scripture da, 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 says this scripture says that. No, I push the fact that we are all neighbors at the end of the day. And, even though my neighbors, had the issues the other day, man, I still talk to them like there's nothing wrong. They said they did what they had to do. They did what they thought was right. I did what is right and made sure that I had everything going on the right way, and I didn't have any issues with the laws. Um, but at the end of the day, everybody does what they think they need to do, and that's their business. So I can't get upset with them for doing what they think they need to do or anybody else. I've got to continue to go on about my way. And at the end of our text message conversation, I said, "Hey, man, y'all stay fresh and blessed, right?" I tell people that all the time. Hey, stay fresh, stay blessed, take a shower, whatever you need to do. But I'm gonna throw my blessing towards them, and they can figure out what they want to do from there. So I feel like me spreading the message and telling people to stay blessed uh, is me reaching one and like I said, teaching one. And then it's part of me being real in a fake world. you know, uh, when you real, it's noticed by everybody. When you come out and like I said earlier, when you go to the cutting corners and scapegoating and doing this and that and the cheap routes, man, people notice. People notice, and when you come out, you're real and genuine. People notice that as well. You know, people react different ways, but when you own your reality and your greatness that you're manifesting, um, people react to that in a positive way. The ones that aren't reacting to it in a negative way, that's a them thing as well. Like you can't control other people, so you know you sometimes you'll lose support. People might not want to hear what you got to say. They might not want to follow you. They might not want to. That's a them thing. Like I cannot control other people besides myself. So I'm working in a spot to leave a blaze a trail and a path of greatness for my daughter behind me. My friends that rely on me and call me for different things. I mean, my neighbor. Matter of fact, I've helped my other neighbors start a detail business and some landscaping stuff. So my other buddy called. Everybody's got their own path and destiny, and I feel like the people that reach out to me for help are the ones that I can help. And the ones that tell me they want help and won't help themselves, I'm not going to go out on a limb to help anybody that won't help themselves. That's a simple thing. I mean, my dad used to tell me all the time, like, help people that want to help themselves. If somebody's out there and, they want, really, really want help, they'll let you know that. You'll be able to tell real fast. Well, I remember one time we went to Austin and the guy had a sign that said, "Hey, I won't lie, I want money for beer." My dad was like, "That dude knows what he wants in life. Like, here you go, man. Hey, here's $10. Go get you a 12 pack." And that dude was like, you would have thought my dad gave him $100. He shot across the street, bought him a thing of beer, and went on about life. And I remember one day we saw a guy that had a sign that says, "I don't have a mower, I'll mow yards." And my dad was like, "Man, you know what? Let's pick that dude up and get him to come to the house and mow our grass." I don't know this dude. My dad's like, "I'm a cop, so it doesn't matter." I'm like, okay. So we pick up this random guy, and he comes by the house and uses my dad's mower and weed eater and everything. He cuts the grass. Dad gives him money, like full price money, and next thing you know, he shows up all the time, and my dad pays him to cut the grass or whatever. And like now, I've got buddies that come by and help me out, and I give them what I can, and it helps them out and it helps me out as well. So we're at the end of the day, we're all neighbors. We're all in a little community. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, we're all children of God at the end of the day, or whoever you believe in, that's your business. But on my end, we're all children of God. So if we're able to collaborate, network, and really unify and all come in together on one accord, then we can all propel each other towards greatness, whatever measurement of greatness that you have determined to achieve in your life. Um, That's, that's for you. That's your personal goals. And a lot of times, yeah, you will lose support because you decided to grow. Because you decided to quit hanging out with the homeboys and hanging out with the females or hanging out with this or hanging out, you know, you decided to lock in. And when you lock in and you say, man, this is what I'm doing, you can change a lot of things really fast. I had the mishap the other day with I won't say their name, the other place that I had the gym at, and we had a misunderstanding. I was still willing to go by the rules that they gave me. They didn't like the way I wanted to go about it. Not a big deal. But at the end of the day, I lost support from them. And since then, I made some choices. Um, I linked up with some people that really wanted to help me out, really want to see me succeed. And I wound up losing support from one place but gaining support somewhere else. And there's no bad blood at all. So I just took it as a learning lesson. And the fact that I know on my end, everything that I do has to be on paper because if it's not on paper, it's not legit. Same thing in the real estate world. And you got two choices. You got results or reasons that you don't get results. So as long as I keep going forward with that mentality, I think I'll be perfectly fine, business wise, because if I give you if I give people results, right, I'm able to show them, hey, look, this is what we're doing. This is what's going on. And this is why it's going on like that. And show them this, and that. And instead of, well, I mean, I couldn't get this because this place didn't have what we needed. I couldn't get that because that place didn't have what we needed. And I couldn't get this. And a bunch of reasons why I didn't give them results. They're going to fire me quick. They're not going to want to deal with me. They have no reason to because I just gave them reasons that I couldn't get the work done. Now, which I know on my end, I need to work on my communication a lot better, but if I give them results and let them know also how I was able to get the results, some people care, some people don't. Some people just want to know that you got them taken care of. Some people want to know how you got to take care of. And communication and comprehension is a big part of that. Um, and I feel like for me, the more I'm able to be real with people, the more authentic I can be. And I show them like, hey, look, uh, here we are, and here's what I can do, and here's the results from what I did. And that authenticity will go a lot further than me coming in and saying, oh, well, I'm pretty sure I can do this, I'm pretty sure I can do that, but I can't do that because such or whatever, you know. Um, Yeah, I gotta stay authentic. I can't water myself down for any reason, really. You know, I've been in a spot where I've played in the shadows, I've played behind this podcast deal for me, the gym thing, everything I'm doing is me playing big ball. And I'm overplaying small ball. It is what it is, but the more I feel like the longer I keep playing small ball, the longer I keep living in the shadows and I don't fulfill my purpose that I set for. Uh, one thing that I'm proud of that I really don't talk about a lot is the fact that uh, it's a small amount of people that don't like me, don't like what I've done or anything, and I can't help that. But I can offer them understanding. I mean, and it may sound funny, it may sound weird, but I get it. Some people aren't in the right place with themselves. Some people aren't, you know, in their roots. They hadn't grown, they hadn't planted the roots, they hadn't done the work, they hadn't, gotten where they need to be able to understand why other people are doing certain things around them. But I'm proud of the fact that I will open myself up to understanding and growing because at the end of the day, no one is growing. And if I know you're upset with me and we have a conversation where we both comprehend that it may not even, and whatever the issue is, it may not even be something dealing with me. It may be something dealing with somebody that they dealt with before. Who knows? Um, but I'm opening my door up to have a conversation with people. I don't just close people off. I don't block anybody. I don't, sit back. Oh, well, I'm just never going to talk to them again. No, my phone's always open. I've had the same phone number since 2006 or so, 2005. I mean, 20 years. So, yeah, uh, it stays open, and my line stays open. So if people need me, if people want to talk to me, whatever, cool. Let's reach out. Let's figure that out. If somebody wants to ignore me, wants to block me, wants to whatever, that's the one thing. Um, so I'm proud of the fact that I'm open enough to have adult conversations with people, and I'm proud to say that if somebody has an issue with me, I'm open to talk about it. Um, it's kind of one of the mic drop type things at the end of the thing. You know, I move, I make a lot of moves. I'm easy to find. I'm pretty humble when it comes down to it. You know, proud of everything that I've done up to this point, and proud of where everything is going. I take pride in my brand that I built. I take pride in the help that I give back towards people. Like I said, I just put a lot of passion and pride in everything that I do. So when it comes down to somebody not accepting what I've got going on, that's a them thing. I mean, I look at it like this. This podcast has rolled over a couple hundred people or so, a couple hundred views. That's all well and good. But at the end of the day, my city that I'm from has over 150,000 people in the population. So when I get to that point, woo, really locked in, really excited. Still excited as it is. I mean, I'm so grateful for everybody that's tuned in, everybody that tunes in, getting steady views every week. Subscribers are going up and up and up. So, you know, I think small potatoes and big potatoes and small ball, big ball, whatever. But I'm staying grounded in faith and everything that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do every day, and going forward helping people that truly want help and can use some help, because I've helped a lot of people out that at the end of the day weren't appreciative of my help. Can't say they didn't deserve it, didn't whatever. That's not even something I can even remotely say, but I can tell you the reaction to my help after they've asked me for it. Uh, that's been interesting for sure. But once again, I can't answer for anybody except myself. So I'm all about helping people. I'm all about helping people get where they want to be. I'm all about, taking care of business, and really just putting out as much as I can positive to help as many people out as I can, and still profit from it at the end of the day, because it's a revolving door. But um, I don't have to scream to be heard. I just speak the truth, and I let my footsteps echo a lot louder than my words. So the moves I make, people are seeing it. Yes, I'm promoting. That's a whole nother story. I have to. Um, the organic growth is cool. The way Facebook works, their algorithms and stuff is changed. So I have to promote myself a lot. I've got some other people on my team that are pushing for me to, get out there. Um, and I'm building my team as well. So if you or somebody is looking to, learn real estate, learn contracting, get in shape with the health and fitness stuff, excuse me, um, or anything on those lines that I offer, um, reach out. Like I said, I've helped some people with business, a lot of people with business, three or four different people with landscaping businesses. I got a buddy of mine that lives down the road. He's got a power washing business. I helped him get some clients and get some stuff going. Got some stuff. I know a lot about the marketing thing. I had to market everything for myself. Like I said, and if I was to give myself reasons why I didn't produce, then I wouldn't be able to produce results for anybody else. Um, and we'd be at a weird spot. But I've been pretty proud of everything that I've done up to this point, like I said. And I don't have to be saying, oh man, you know, all that clout is foreseen as is foreshadowed by my confidence. And I want you guys to go forward and realize like you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to be heard. You know, usually the loudest person in the room has the least amount of stuff to say. So that being said, stay cool, stay calm, do what you gotta do. You know, like I said, plant them roots, be real about everything you do, be authentic, and you know your confidence will shine through, and your positivity will shine through to other people every day, and people will know that you're genuine. You know, in the comments and everything, y'all, you know, just speak freely, say what you gotta say. Appreciate all the feedback. Uh, yeah, y'all stay fresh and blessed. Peace out. Man.